guys, what's good, what's up, Instagram Maya, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, welcome. Please go right ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and tap that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. And if you're not new here, welcome back, my babies. So as you can see from the title down below, I'll be discussing how to get a second job while you're in the US on a J1 work and travel visa. Pretty easy, pretty simple. It's a fairly easy and simple process, but before I go into how you get a second job, there are a few things I have to point out before you submit an application. One of those things are the sponsor, right? Now, each local agency is affiliated to an American sponsor, and as you know, the sponsor is the person that, well, the company that is in charge of you while you're in the US. They are the one that will supply you with your insurance, right? Now, I'll just go ahead and list two sponsors that I'm aware of, and there are a lot of other sponsors, but I can't really remember all of them right now. But I'm aware of CIEE and United Work and Travel. You'll already meet a representative from your sponsor, hopefully. With the whole pandemic in play, before sponsor representatives, they'll come to Jamaica, host like a forum at either Pegasus or some sort of hotel. You go there and they'll like brief you with a whole PowerPoint presentation. You'll hear testimonies from students who have participated on the program before and went on the program with the sponsor, but I'm not sure they're doing that now. I did not do that in summer 2021, but I definitely met my sponsor the very first time I went on the work and travel program back in 2019. Now, these sponsors will say, hey, yes, we allow you to get second jobs, third jobs, fourth job, fifth job, as long as you can manage working multiple jobs while carrying out the duties and responsibilities of your primary job. And bear in mind, the primary job allows you to be approved for the work visa. So your primary job is the most important job, and you cannot let any other job interfere with your primary job, or else your contract will be terminated and you will be sent back to your home country. Now, the sponsors say yes, you have to notify us before, and the reason for that is we want to know that the company is legit or what have you, if the workplace is safe, but they just want to do like a background check and vet the company to see all is clear for you to work with them. Now, the trick is a lot of these sponsors say yes, you can work second jobs, third job, fourth jobs, but majority of the time, if you tell them and they do whatever check they do, they're going to say, hey, no, you cannot work. So it is up to you. Now, your local agency is already aware. They're in the business for years, so they know that thousands of students work second, third, fourth, fifth jobs each summer they enter the US, right? They are aware, they're already aware. But it is up to you to run that risk of not letting your sponsor know. No, listen to me. If you want to go by the books, go by the books. But I'm just telling you the truth. Some of these sponsors say yes, we allow you to do second job, whatever, any amount of job you want to do. But at the end of the day, they're going to turn it down and say no once you contact them. So really and truly, what I did not notify any sponsor. And then you have to watch out for persons that are living with you, because some persons, they solely go to do one job, they don't care about a second job, third job. And you know, people bad mind, you can't really trust people. They will go behind your back and hit up the sponsor and say, hey, you know, Sarah have a second job, and the sponsor will question them and they're going to sell it out, and then you not notifying them, you'll be risking your chance of termination also. So it is solely dependent on you if you want to notify your sponsor about a second job, or girl, boy, do whatever you want to do. Just know, say a point, something is in there about notifying your sponsor. And it is not that serious if you don't notify them, because time and time again, students do second job, do third job, some do fourth job. they don't notify the sponsor, everything play out and work out cool. So it is up to you. But yeah, but you just have to really and truly look out for some little snitch. And then I think they send like this survey every month or every 2 months. That is the sponsor, and you have to fill out that survey. If you don't fill out that survey, there's a chance for termination of contract and you'll be sent back home to Jamaica. Basically, the survey is just basically questioning you if you have participated in anything cultural related, such as going to a movie or doing a barbecue or celebrating some special holiday or whatever. You just always check in with your sponsor, and once you get an email about filling out that survey, you will be good. Because at the end of the day, they just want you to enjoy the cultural aspect of the program, right? One key piece of information that is needed before you start working, and let me say before you start a second job, is that you'll have to have your social security number first. Now, you're an alien to the US. You enter the US, the sponsor will provide you with a letter stating that you are supposed to get your social security number. Now, some of the companies, my first time, I worked at King's Dominion in Virginia, and King's Dominion took us to our social security office. Like, they literally transported us to the social security office to get our social security number. No, a lot of companies are not like King's Dominion. Hence, for example, the second time I went on the program, I was working for Continental Pools. They did schedule an appointment for the social security, schedule an appointment at the social security office nearest to where you're living, but transportation wise, you were on your own. So my roommate, I think it was 5 of us, and 3 out of the 5 of us, it was their first time on the program, so they had to take up the initiative of finding that social security office themselves to get their social security number. Overseas, the social security number is like our Jamaican TRN, basically. So you can't really start working unless you have your social security number. But your primary job will allow you to work until you get your social security number. But some workplaces in the US, they require the social security number before you start working. So you're looking for a second job and you don't have your social security number as yet, there's a high and possible chance they're going to tell you, hey, sort out your social security number first and then get back to us. So yeah, and then you have some where we just let you work without your social security number. Yes, you have some companies that will let you work without your social security number. So yes, no, I will list a couple of places where you can get second jobs, but you have to be smart with it to kind of work out the time frame of whatever time you'll be working for your primary job, and you know the time left over, that is what you'll dedicate to your second job or your third job or your fourth job. It's up to you. As long as you can manage the workload for each job and not let the other jobs interfere with your primary jobs, you're good to go. So you have it depends on where you're going also. You have a lot of fast food restaurants, you have high-end restaurants, you have grocery stores, you have gas stations, you have a lot of, you have hotels, so you can do housekeeping on the side. You can be a cashier at a gas station on the side. I know you won't be pumping gas because everybody know all Americans pump their own gas. You have even theme parks you can go to, bakeries. You have you have Walmart, you have Subway, Burger King, KFC, Wendy's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, a lot of places, You have pit stops. You have Walgreens, you have Dollar Tree, you have Dollar General. There are a lot of places you can go to get second job. And trust and believe, every summer, a lot of these places have a sign on their door, we're hiring, we're hiring. Now, these places, well, in comparison to Jamaica, where you have to fill out application, submit resume, do an interview, the good thing with USA is that some of these places they do not interview or submit the resume. All you have to do, if you see a sign we're hiring, go up in that place and be like, I would like a second job here. And a lot of the times, because over the years they get accustomed to J1s coming into the US and work in the area, so a lot of times they're there waiting on you to come and ask for a job. So, and then they'll be like, some will say, fill out this application, how soon can you start? Some will just ask, how soon can you start? Or some will say, do you have a social security number? You say yes. How soon can you start? Pretty easy, pretty simple. No interview process, nothing. The only thing that I'm aware of, like high-end restaurants such as Olive Gardens, TGIF, Red Lobster, if you apply for jobs at those places, you have to do an interview. Because last summer, a friend of mine, she applied for, I think it was Olive Gardens, and she told me that she had to do an interview for whatever job position she was applying for. Another thing to note, if you plan on working at a gas station as a cashier, if you are not 21 or older, there might be a possibility that you will not be hired. Why? Because the legal smoking and drinking age in America is 21 years and older, and you're not drinking and smoking, but you'll be selling alcohol and cigars. If you're under 21, they won't hire you for it. Probably they'll just hire you to like stock, and they won't even do that, because for gas stations in the US, the cashier do basically everything: check in the stock, check in stock the shelf, clean the store. Cashier do all that stuff. In 2019, my second job was working at 7-Eleven. However, I was 19 at that time, under the age, right? Under 21. But my employer still gave me the job because one, she was desperate, but there was already an American working there that was, she was like 40, 50 something. So she was like my overseer. So when it's time to like sell cigars or beers, I would just call her and she will like be my overseer when I'm cashing those items. But if you're going to be the only one in the store or working with someone else that is your age or younger than you, there might be a possibility you will not get that job. So you just have to look elsewhere. Alright. So before you go ahead and send in an application or walk up in the store and say, hey, I would like a job here or what have you have to be mindful that you have to start working your primary job first. And this is why I say this: you have to have an idea of what your schedule will be like, so the remaining time that you have left from your primary job, that is what you will give to your secondary job. You can't start a second job and not have a set schedule for your primary job. It makes no sense. And as I said before, if your second, third, fourth, fifth job interferes with your primary job, there's a possibility your contract might be terminated and you're sent back to your home country. So say you enter the US a couple days early than the date you're expected to start. What you can do is scout the area, walk around, and just make notice of the places that are hiring or the places that you'll be interested in working in. You can go in there and ask what is the hiring process like, but if they are desperate and they want somebody to start, don't say yes, you'll start. You're just putting yourself in a hole there, because then what? You don't know what your schedule is like for a primary job, and you don't want that work to interfere with your primary job. So just walk around, scout the area, see what places you might be interested in working in, and then say, hey, I'll get back to you once my schedule is out for this for my primary job, then I'll let you know the hours and the days that I'll be available to work. Okay. Also, another thing is, in some areas, some states, I've been aware that persons have worked a second job, third job, and they still haven't even get paid for the work that they have done. So you have to ensure that that company pays you when they say they pay. If they pay every week, if you work there for 1 week and you know the Friday coming you're supposed to get paid and you don't get paid, you have to either leave that work, don't let them fool your head with lies, and work it and not pay you. Alright? If they say they pay fortnightly, if every 2 week comes, well, you work there for 2 weeks, you're supposed to get a paycheck and you don't get a paycheck, leave the work. Because I don't even know specifically what company do that. Not like Walmart and those places, you know, because them places they run their money. But it happened to one of my friends before. So now when she came back, it was, I don't even know if she get the money yet from the place that she was working. But if they said they pay at a certain particular time and you work the time and don't get paid, it's best you leave. Also, you have to ensure that that company will provide you with a W-2 form at the end of the season, not really end of the year, end of the season, so that you can apply for your tax returns when it is the tax filing season. So yes, you have to ask before you start working, do you guys issue W-2 forms for tax returns? If they say yes, then you can go ahead and work for that company. If them say no, don't do it, because J1 students are, well, everybody overall that works in the US, they're subjected to receive their tax returns around like March, April, that time. That is the tax filing season. So you definitely want to work for a company that gives back tax. Now, you have some companies that pays via check and some that do direct deposit. So your first time in US, the only method of payment that you're thinking about right now is check. But how would you cash that check? You have a lot of stores that cash check, but you won't really have time like that on your hand. Cash my check today or no. So the best thing for you to do is to receive your pay via direct deposit. So apart from receiving your social security number, you have to open a bank account in the US. Now, the only piece of document that you'll need to open your bank account, I think, is a passport, but I think you have to work with a DS and civis just in case too. But really and truly, your passport and you're good to go. Now, when it comes onto opening a bank account in the US, I would recommend you opening an account with a company where you can access your money, well, a bank where you can access your money once you get back to Jamaica. The bank that I chose was Bank of America, and the reason why I chose Bank of America is that you can use the card, you can access money in Jamaica. Bank of America is associated with Scotiabank, so you can go to any Scotia ATM and withdraw cash from your card. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Now, there are other banks such as Wells Fargo's, what is it called? Whatever, some something. We have Chase. There are a lot of other banks in the US, but some you just cannot use the card. Like, you can't withdraw funds from the card in Jamaica because they're not affiliated with other banks in order for you to withdraw funds from the card. So if you would like to access physical and hard cash in Jamaica, the best bank you should open an account with is Bank of America. If you don't really want to access physical and hard cash, you can go with Wells Fargo, Chase, the other bank, TDD or something like that. There are multiple other banks in the US, but Bank of America is the only one that will allow you to withdraw cash in either Jamaican dollars or US dollars. at any Scotia ATM. If you just want Jamaican, you can just go to any random ATM. But if you want US specifically, you have to go to an ATM that dispenses US dollar. Is basically it on how to acquire a second job in the US. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please feel free to voice it in the comment section down below, or you can go ahead and hit me up on Instagram at myamerica3_. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of my videos on a lot of things you need to know about J1 work and travel. I think the next video that I'll be doing is how to file taxes. Yes, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.